And we're back at part 3 of my confession. I mean, the Constitution. And that's an all. Yeah, if you get the reference, and I don't know, one of us sucks. Okay, no tax or duty shall be laid on articles exported from any state. And this was, this is in here because before we were the United States of America, our brand name was the Confederated States of America. In which case, all the states were fucking taxing the shit out of each other with tariffs. No preference shall be given by any regulation or commerce or revenue to the ports of one state over those of another, nor shall vessels bound to or from one state be obliged to enter, clear, or pay duties in another. Same thing. Same thing as the last one, basically. No money shall be drawn from the Treasury, but in consequence of appropriations made by law. And a regular statement and account of receipts and expenditures of all public money shall be published from time to time. But I guess not for the DOD, am I right? No title of nobility shall be granted by the United States, and no person holding any office of profit or trust under them shall, without consent of the Congress, accept any present, emolument, office, or title of any kind whatsoever from any king, prince, or foreign state. There's one person that comes to mind right now, and then there's another, and possibly another. All right. But you get the idea. Basically saying, hey, you're not allowed to be bribed. You know, that seems like something pretty worthwhile to write. In Section 10, powers prohibited of states. No state shall enter into any treaty, alliance, or confederation, grant letters of marque or reprisal, coin money, emit bills of credit, make anything but gold and silver coin a tender in payment of debts, pass any bill of attainder, ex post facto law, or law impairing the obligation of contracts, or grant any title of nobility. So basically it's like, hey, Congress can't do this shit, you can't do this shit either. No state shall, without the consent of the Congress, lay any imposts or duties on imports or exports, except what what may be absolutely necessary for executing its inspection laws, and the net produce of all duties and imposts laid by any state on imports or exports shall be for the use of the Treasury of the United States, and such laws shall be subject to the revision of and control of the Congress. So basically, they're saying that the federal government is in charge of all export, like all tariffs. States can't charge their own particular tariff. No state shall, without the consent of Congress, lay any duty of tonnage, keep troops, or ships of war in time of peace, enter into any agreement or compact with another state or with a foreign power, or engage in war unless actually invaded or in such imminent danger as will not admit of delay. So basically, you're not your own entity anymore. You're part of this country. You know, you can't go off and do things like your own country. And that's it for Article 1. And now, we're at Article 2, the Executive Branch. Ooh. Section 1, the President. The executive power shall be vested in the President of the United States of America. He shall hold this office during the term of 4 years, and together with the Vice President chosen for the same term, be elected as follows. Let's make sure I don't... Okay. I remember reading that. Each state shall appoint, in the matter as the legislature thereof may direct, a number of electors equal to the whole number of senators and representatives to which the state may be entitled in Congress. But no senator or representative or person holding an office of trust or profit under the United States shall be appointed elector. So this is the Electoral College, and how many people are selected for the Electoral College, and that you can't be in Congress but also part of the Electoral College. And again, I'm skipping a whole bunch of stuff that is removed. The Congress may determine the time of choosing the electors and the day on which they shall give their votes, and which day shall be the same throughout the United States. Election Day. Does anybody remember when that is? What day of the year is that? That's probably not important. No person except a natural-born citizen or a citizen of the United States at the time of the adoption of the Constitution shall be eligible to the office of the President. Neither shall any person be eligible to the office who shall not have attained the age of 35 years and been 14 years a resident within the United States. Hey, I'm qualified. Look at that shit. The President shall, at times, receive for his services a compensation which shall neither be increased nor diminished during the period for which he shall have been elected, and he shall not receive within that period any other emolument from the United States or any of them. Before he enter on the execution of the office of his office, he shall take the following oath or affirmation: I do so solemnly swear, or affirm, that I will faithfully execute the office of the President of the United States, and will, to the best of my ability, preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States. Section 2. Civilian power over military, cabinet, and pardon power, and appointments. The President shall be Commander-in-Chief of the Army and Navy of the United States, and of the militia of the several states, when called into the actual service of the United States. He may require the opinion in writing of the principal officer in each of the executive departments upon any subject relating to the duties of their respective offices, and he shall have the power to grant reprieves and pardons for the offenses against the United States except in cases of impeachment. So that's basically that first paragraph there. Basically went over everything. Charge of the military, can pardon people, and what am I missing? I'm running privilege. You have advisors. May require the opinion in writing of the principal officer in each of the executive departments. That's the cabinet. He shall have power by and with the advice and consent of the Senate to make treaties, provide 2/3 of the senators present concur, and he shall nominate and by and with the advice and consent of the Senate shall appoint ambassadors, other public ministers and consuls, judges of the Supreme Court, and all other officers of the United States, whose appointments are not herein otherwise provided for, and which shall be established by law. But the Congress may, by law, vest the appointment of such inferior officers as they think proper in the President alone, in the courts of law, or in the heads of department. So this is the whole thing of the President can say, hey, I like this person, let's put them in this position, and Congress has to say okay, we like them, or no, find somebody else. Section 3, State of the Union, convening Congress. He shall from time to time give to Congress information of the State of the Union, and recommend to their consideration such measures as he judge necessary and expedient. He may, on extraordinary occasions, convene both houses or either of them, in case of disagreement between them with respect to the time of adjournment, he may adjourn them to such time as he shall think proper, and he shall receive ambassadors and other public ministers. He shall receive ambassadors and other public ministers. He shall take care that the laws be faithfully executed, and shall commission all the officers of the United States. Okay, so the State of the Union address, going to Congress saying, hey, this is how things are, this is what I think we should do, blah, blah, blah. Section 4, disqualification. The President, Vice President, and all civil officers of the United States shall be removed from office on impeachment for and conviction of treason, bribery, or other high crimes and misdemeanors. Wonder if any of those apply. That. And that ends section 2, or sorry, Article 2. Next video, Article 3.